Hello friends, today we are going to learn how to install Zabbix on CentOS 7. For more detail you can refer my blogs. Zabbix is open source monitoring software used for collecting metrics from various devices and systems such as network device, VM systems, Linux, Windows and cloud services. Zabbix can send alerts for a significance in any monitoring system. In this tutorial we are going to learn how to install Zabbix servers on CentOS. Then we will install a Zabbix agent client on CentOS 7. Then we are going to do the same thing with Ubuntu, Suse Linux as well as Windows servers. The below are the prerequisites. For Zabbix server we require Apache, PHP, MySQL or MariaDB and then the Zabbix packages. So let's start it. So this is the server on which I am going to install Zabbix. So this is the host name, this is the IP address, and the OS is CentOS. This is the host. I have multiple hosts, but out of that the few hosts we are going to use it. First we will install the yum utils. This is required to disable or enable the repositories. Okay, so now let's install HTTP packages. This is the web server that is required. Let's start the service and enable it. Let's check the status. Now we require that EPL repository. And REMI repository. Now we will disable PHP 5.4 in REMI and we will enable 7.2 because we required 7.2 PHP packages. Now we required all these PHP packages. You can see the PHP, PHP Perl, PHP CGI, Common, MB string, SMMP, GD, MySQL, XML, and these all are the packages that are required. So there are 67 packages available. Okay, the installation is completed. Now we will configure the configuration file of PHP. There are some minor configuration changes need to be updated. First we have to update the date and time. Don't forget to remove the comment. Now there are few more parameters that we need to change. The post max size we have to make it 16. here we have to make it 300 max execution time, and max input time we have to make it again 300 over here. Let's save the file and exit. Okay, now we require these MariaDB servers. We are getting it from the REMI repository. So this is 9 packages that are getting installed. Okay, the installation is completed. Now let's start the MariaDB. Let's enable it. And let's check the status. Yeah, now you can see everything is up and running fine. Now let's do the secure installation, means just setting up. Yeah, we'll set the root password. The root password is Red Hat. Okay, now this is completed. Now let's log in to MySQL. Now let's create a database. The name of the database will be Zabbix, and here we have to use character set as UTF-8, because if you don't use it, just you create a database, it will create some Latin, and then again there will be some issues. Now we'll create a user, and the password of the user is Red Hat. This is Zabbix user. Now we will give Zabbix user the rights to access database. Now we will flush the default settings. Let's exit from here. Now we will install Zabbix packages. First, this is the Zabbix repository packages. Yeah, so these are the Zabbix packages that are required. Let's start it. You see there are total 14 packages. Okay, so this is also completed. Now let's configure this Zabbix. Here you have to, you can see all the values that we have kept, we have updated in etc php.ini. So this is the values you can see that it is the same values over here, so it should be same. Now let's set the date and time zone. Let's save this file. And now let's start the Zabbix service. Okay, let's set the Apache. This is the location where you will find a script which will create table in Zabbix folder. So we are going to dump that script. So this is the command to dump the script. Okay, now it will create all the tables that we don't have to do anything over there now. Now let's update the Zabbix configuration file. Let's uncomment that db host. It is localhost. Now db name is Zabbix. db user is also Zabbix. And now we will set db password. So db password is Red Hat. Let's save it. Let's start the Zabbix service. Enable it and let's check the status. So here we have completed the Zabbix installation. Now let's take a Apache service restart. Okay, now let's go to the portal. So this is the URL. So this is the welcome screen. You can see the prerequisite over here, the parameters, the PHP parameters that are required. The database. Now we will give the database password, that is Red Hat. Let's click on next. We'll give Zabbix server name, that is Zap01. So this is my full domain, darole.org. So this is the pre-install summary. Okay, let's log in to the Zabbix portal. Username is admin and password is Zabbix in small. So here you can see we have completed the Zabbix installation. Zabbix server has been configured. So now let's configure the clients. First we will perform this activity on CentOS server. The IP address is 216. Yeah, this is the repository from where we are going to download. Sorry, this is the repository. So we have installed the repository. Now we will install the Zabbix agent. We will install the Zabbix agent using yum utility. Okay, now agent installation is completed. Now let's configure the client. So this is the file in which we are going to configure the client. You will find each and every steps in my blog. Here we are going to change the server name. So here we have to give this Zabbix server IP address. Zabbix server active. Here again you have to give Zabbix server IP address. And now you have to give the host name of the client machine. Okay, now let's save that file and exit it. Now we will restart the agent. Let's enable the agent also, so that after reboot it will automatically restart. Let's check the status. Now we have to go on the portal and configure the agent. Here we need to go to in configuration, create host. Now here you have to give the same name which you have given, that is perp01. Give the group. So let's give it in Linux group. And now here you have to give the IP address. Now let's use the template. So we will use Linux template, OS Linux template. Add the template, and now we will click on add. Now you can see the agent is configured, but it is here, you can see it is till nothing highlighted. After some time we will check it again. So you can see it was CentOS. So you can see it was CentOS 7.9. So now let's start on Ubuntu. So you can see the host name, the IP address is 230. And let's check the OS version. Yeah, it is 18.4. Okay, let's download the repository and install the repository, Zabbix repository. So now we will update the repository. Okay, now we will install the Zybix agent. Okay, the Zybix agent installation is completed. Now we will configure the Zabbix agent configuration file. Since it is Ubuntu, I will use nano. Here I am going to update the Xavix server name, server IP address. Yeah, server active. Here again Zabbix server IP address. So we will change the server name. So wpress01 is the server name. So now let's save the file, and now we will start the Zabbix agent service. We'll enable it and check the status. Okay, so here the agent configuration is completed. Now we will first check the we'll add the Ubuntu server, that is wpress01. I will use Linux group and I will give the IP address of the server. Okay, and let's check the template. Okay, now you can see the wpress is enabled, and here you can see the Zabbix was available. Here you can see the Zabbix agent. This is the Zabbix agent which we have created for that older one, that is pulp. So the second one is the wpress. It is not enabled till now because it takes some time to reflect. Now we will start on Suse machine. The installation is similar as CentOS, but there are a little difference. Now you can see the IP address. The OS release is, it is OpenSUSE 15. Here first we will download the packages. This is same the repository package. Now we will, using zapper command, we will install the Zabbix agent. In Red Hat it is yum, and whereas in Suse it is zapper command is there. Okay, the installation is completed. Now we will update the configuration file. The 3 entries, that is server, active server and host name. It is Suse01. Here accidentally I have given the wrong host name, so I have changed the host name to Suse01. And now I will restart the agent. Oh, the agent service is not that one, so it is agent D. So that is a little difference in Suse and Red Hat. In Red Hat it is Zabbix agent, and in Suse it is Zabbix agent D. Now let's enable it. Now let's go to the portal and add the Suse host. can see this wpress agent is installed. The wpress agent is enabled. Now it is available. It is available by Zabbix service, and we have configured Suse. So after some time you will see Suse will be also available. Now let's start on installing Zabbix agent on Windows Server. Okay, let's download the packages. Okay, we will take Windows and we will take 4.2. And now let's download the Zabbix agent. Okay, now let's start the installation. Here you have to give the Zabbix server IP address. Now just click on next, install and finish. Now let's go to the Zabbix portal and configure the Windows host. Yes, since we cannot see any Windows host group, so we will create a new host group. Let's give the IP address. And now let's provide the correct template. Here you can see Windows template. And now let's add it. So you can see here Windows agent has been configured and it is enabled also. Windows Server has also taken some time to get it enabled, but now it is enabled also. Here you can go on monitoring, then graphs, and after that select which host you want. So this was the first one, so here it is the report. We'll get everything in graphical format as well as in table format also. Thank you.